What's up, everybody? Didn't feel like making a video this morning. There wasn't necessarily a ton to talk about, although there are a lot of things happening around the league. I'm not going to go through a list of everything that's happening right now. Suffice to say that you've got contract extensions, you've got releases, you've got trades. Fun stuff's going on right now, but we can get into how it affects the Seahawks, if at all, over the course of the next week. So we got more receivers to look at here. We're on to, I guess this would be like the later fourth round. This would be like late fourth round guys in the projection. Plenty of time for that to change, obviously, starting with Deion Burks of the Oklahoma Sooners. Really, really interesting. 23 years old. He's small, 180 pounds, very short arms. Some of the shortest arms we've ever seen for a receiver. But he can fly, 4.3 flat, 1.49 split. He's got tremendous explosion in his hips, 4.25 vert, 10 foot 11 inch broad. And he did crank out 26 bench press reps, although it is really easy for him to bench press with those short arms. So don't think you're getting something crazy here just because he pumped out 26 of them. A lot of big boards actually have him in the third. Draft Network has him in the second. CBS has him in the fifth. Aggregate has him in the fourth. I expect him to go somewhere around that early fourth, maybe late third area. Not super productive in college. He did have 600 yards last year. Really, really inefficient in terms of yards per catch. Like 10.6 yards per catch. In the previous year, it was 7.7. So that's a little bit alarming for a guy who's supposed to be, in theory, a big play threat, but he has tremendous athletic prowess. This is one of the best athletes in this draft. He's got every trait you could ask for athletically, pretty much except for size. When you get the ball in his hands, he is very dangerous, elusive, fast, quick. He can do some of the things that only the elite ones in this league can do. He's really good at finding soft spots in zone, really good at locating the areas where the defense isn't and finding a way to get open there. He's a sharp route runner in terms of breaking off things cleanly, and he can be deployed creatively as well. You can put him in the backfield. Well, in college, I should put some caveats there. You can line him up, of course, in the slot. You can line him up in the backfield, jet sweep stuff. There's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with Deion Burks. Now, in the NFL, I don't know how much of that's going to work. He's so small, very hard to imagine him doing anything more than being a slot guy. I don't think he looks as fast on the field as he did on the track. 4.340 is incredible. I don't know how much of that you see on the field, personally, so that's a little bit tough. Obviously, he's not a contested catch guy. He's not somebody that's going to play through contact. Physical defenders can really take him out. And for as talented as he is, he never had a huge production in college. Like the last 2 years, not even 900 yards, not even 800, no, barely over 850. He's got a lot of potential, right? That athletic profile speaks volumes, but there's also a lot of problems here. I think he'll be really good on special teams. I could see him being a really good returner. I think he could be like a gadget player, but I don't think he's going to be like a consistent every down guy or even somebody you can depend on to make more than a couple of big plays a month. So in this draft, I guess that's worth a third rounder. He could be like maybe a Marvin, you could value him the same way you valued Marvin Mims, but you got to know what you're getting into here. Next up is Bryce Lance, another fascinating prospect here, North Dakota State. Yes, he is the younger brother of Trey, 24. He's tall. He's got good size, over 200 pounds, decently long arms, and he can fly. 4.34, 1.49, so great speed and acceleration. Very explosive in the hips. 41.5, 11 foot 1 broad. The guy's a great athlete. He's got great traits, just like his brother did. And you can see a few big boards, they all have him in about, the big ones have him in the fifth, the aggregate has him in the fourth. He's been productive as heck over the last 2 years. 1,000 yards, almost 1,100 yards each of the last 2 seasons. Total of 25 touchdowns. Big yard per reception. PFF grades through the roof. So, guy is very productive. And that's not something you can say for a lot of receivers in this class. He's more productive than most guys we've looked at, and most guys we will look at. And those traits, man, they should translate on some level. I know he played at North Dakota State, but he's got traits that put him up there with the best. He can make big plays on vertical routes. Also, he's somebody who is a threat when he's just running in a straight line down the field. He's got good ball skills when the ball gets to him. He knows how to use his size and strength to win at the catch point. And he can also utilize his downfield speed to break off a route and get wide open because the defense is going to be so afraid of him. So he can do some stuff in the short and intermediate game because defenses are locked into his tremendous speed. Now, like his brother before him, he did play at a smaller school, lesser competition. You're drafting him mainly off traits if you draft him. And despite being a bigger guy, he is not familiar and not very good at beating press. So that is something he's going to have to learn, and you don't know if he's going to be able to do it if you're being perfectly honest. He may be a great athlete, but I don't think he's a very smooth mover, which does negatively affect his route running. I don't think he's a great route runner. Sometimes he's a body catcher, lets the ball get into his body, past his hands. And he doesn't play all that physically. It is a little bit of a finesse game with him, which is disappointing because he is bigger, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean you're physical. So this one's fun. Don't get me wrong. You imagine what this guy could be. He could be special. But is he going to get there? I I don't think he'll be like his brother because his brother's just a complete nothing. But Bryce can at least be really fast in a straight line and run defense off with his athletic ability. So there's at least that. But I don't know if you're going to get much more than that. I'd go early fourth. The talent is worth consideration, but I feel like there's a lot getting in the way of him realizing his potential. Final guy for this video is going to be Kevin Coleman Jr. of Missouri. 22, smaller guy, sub 180, short arms, 30-inch arms. Tested mixed. The 40's kind of okay. The 10-yard split's really bad. The vert and broad are really good, though. He can jump out the building. And then we've got some 4th round, some 5th round. Aggregate has him in the 4th. Moderately productive the last 2 seasons, only 7 touchdowns, but over 1,650 yards, 140 catches. Not great yard per reception averages, but pretty productive over the last couple years. He's got good yak skills. He's somebody who, if you get the ball in his hands, he can make guys miss and go make extra yards. He's good at tracking the ball over his shoulder into his hands. He's been on 4 different schools in the last 4 years. So he's getting jerked around a lot. He's having to change systems. He's having to change quarterbacks. He's having to change teammates. And he's still been pretty productive. So shout out to him for holding it up. He's got good hands. He does catch well. And his routes have good finesse to them, I think. He understands things like throttling. He understands how to break things off fairly well. I do think it's going to have to get better because he's not very athletic, but it is not bad. The thing is, he's just kind of small. I don't see how he handles physical defenders. He's probably a slot-only guy because of his size. And he needs to become an even better route runner to make up for the fact that he doesn't have speed. So I think they'll add something on special teams. I think he can be a good special teamer. He is a little bit faster on the field than his 4.49, in my opinion. But this is still a tough proposition for me. So, I forgot to write anything there, but to me, he's like a 5th rounder. I'd go with the 5th round on Kevin Coleman. All right, that's it. See you guys later. More stuff coming soon. Go Hawks.